This is the most important part of the show.
All right. Going live on TikTok too. Okay. Need some music.
Yeah. Here we go. 3, buddy.
2, 1. All right. It worked. It worked. We didn't have technical problems this time.
Not yet.
Jazz hands.
Aaron, just don't touch any buttons. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you don't touch any buttons. But
Don't look, don't touch.
hey, it's Wednesday, February the 25th, and this is the official 3rd episode of the Liberty Post Show podcast. That's a mouthful. And tonight we have a special guest, Petty Crocker.
The one
Hola.
and only.
The one and only.
Hola.
So, Petty, for those that don't know you, go ahead and give everybody the rundown of who you are and what you're all about.
Well, I am Petty Crocker. I am just the mouth of the South. You know, I like to call out people's bullshit, and I like to keep the record straight. Okay. You can find me Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and I'm over on X. I wreak some havoc on X.
X is where it's at. It's the Wild West.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
Very cool.
let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. It's the day after the president's State of the Union address, and I don't know about you all, but the Democrats sure did make fools of themselves with their blow-up inflatable frog protest outfits.
God, what was that?
What was that all about?
Man,
you know,
we need some B-roll of that. Anybody got some B-roll of that?
I do have some B-roll we're going to put on here in a
Let's
little bit.
watch it.
But they're just the gift that keeps on giving.
And they always want to sing or dance or a combination of the two. It is just
horrible.
like, and I almost wonder if they're like trying to troll us because they know it just bothers us so much. It bothers me so much. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just like, guys, it's not doing you any favors. It is not getting anybody on your side. It is not pushing your agenda anywhere. It is just making people go, what a bunch of dorks.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you and I were talking, Brett, before we got on here. They're the theater kids from high school.
Yep. That's exactly right. They're the theater kids
Life is a constant performance.
jazz hands. They're in constant jazz hand mode. And it's just like, well, I wonder if it's like that's the only way they know how to communicate with each other is being in their little fantasy world and singing and dancing like a Disney movie.
It's out of like it's detached. It's like a sub bubble of reality.
Yes.
And like when I watch it and I know that they feel like they're doing something. They just got this. They're like,
you can see it in their face.
this is it. This is it.
like-
Never Joy Reid. Was that Joy Reid?
Oh my God. Rapping with whatever the fuck that was next to her.
I was
Oh
like,
my God.
what the front door? Seriously. I mean, it is so disconnected. And I don't fucking get it. I'm just going to go ahead and say the F-bomb, but like, it's like, I cannot, no matter for the life of me, just even reason with it. Like I will, okay, maybe, if I was there.
Yeah.
No.
Even if I was there, I think I would have secondhand embarrassment just from being in the presence of those people.
Secondhand
Dude, I would be like, I hate it when like a friend of mine, like if all 4 of us were walking down the street and somebody tripped, I would be embarrassed for them.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
oh God, dude, I hate when my people are, I could not imagine being friends with the leftists like that.
No.
I would be in cringe mode and they'd be like, hey bro, you want to go get some coffee? And I'd be like, well,
No thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got that thing with that person, not you.
No problem.
There's a thing I gotta do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But and then people are like, well, if it was your side, you would support it. Like, no, I fucking wouldn't.
No,
if
I'd be
you were
like,
out singing
what are
and
you
dancing
doing?
and inflatable frog costumes, I'd be like, guys, we need to rethink our strategy here because this fucking sucks.
This is not doing what you think it's doing.
Yeah, no.
100%.
You look like a read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, Rita, what are you doing? Get back in,
Lord
bro.
Terry, what are you doing, Terry?
Back it up, Terry.
Well, that being
Okay,
said,
there.
I don't know about you guys, but I watched the whole thing last night, and it was very interesting to see every time the president would bring up something that should have been a bipartisan connection, such as, children and this and that. You've only got one side of the aisle standing up for the most part, and a couple of Democrats would stand up. Hey, hats off to John Fetterman. I'd love to get that guy on the show. He actually wore a suit to the State of the Union, and this is a guy that shows up every day to Congress in jorts and a hoodie.
In a hoodie.
And a hoodie.
Wait,
right?
I mean, kudos to that guy, man. Him being the most reasonable person on the left is crazy.
And I used to think he was extremely nutty, but now it's like, man, this guy's a common sense 90s Democrat. Like he could have served in the Clinton administration.
If he ran and they could substitute, debaters. And even if he had to debate, I think we'd be in trouble come 28. I'm just going to be honest, because people in the center will swing to a reasonable Democrat. They just will, because the Republicans still have an image issue. They just do. And so,
I don't know about that.
If you could get him to learn how to talk and debate and be that polished politician, but still maintain his same kind of speech,
Everyday man, person.
Everyday man, connect with the normal person. I think he'd crush it.
The problem is the Democrats would never let it happen.
No, absolutely
They would never let it happen because they've been hijacked. Who was it that I think it was in 2012. No, was it? I can't remember what. No, it was when Hillary was running the first time, and they basically took it away from her. No, you're not doing it this time. It's all good.
Already being restricted by TikTok, man.
Way to go, man.
We didn't even say anything.
Every time. I know. Anyway.
We didn't mention.
Submit my appeal. Don't mention anything else. We'll just see if it gets appealed. Sorry,
I've been pretty quiet.
I was going to say, Petty over here has been kind of quiet.
Well, all right, Petty.
It wasn't me.
What was your favorite part about the State of the Union, and then what was your least favorite part?
Well, anytime they put the camera on the Democrat was my least favorite part.
Fair enough.
Having to look at the brother lover sit over there and yell out, "You're killing Americans," and then she wouldn't even stand up to pay respect to American families who have lost people. But hey,
that's that 65 IQ coming in for her,
right? My favorite. I did. I liked it. I liked that I got to see the young man, Andrew Wolf. I was happy to see him there. Super excited. He got the Purple Heart. I mean, just pretty much everybody they recognized, honestly, to see that young lady's mom, like that broke my heart because you could just see anyways. I like that there was a lot of recognition for people who have really been through hell in their life.
Well, how about the Delta Force Night Stalker Chinook pilot that got the Medal of Honor? Did you hear Did you hear what happened to him?
Yeah,
he got shot up and he kept that thing flying and got those guys in it and got Maduro out. I mean, he took some pretty shitty fire.
I mean, he took a bunch of rounds to his legs, didn't he? Yeah.
This happened during the Maduro thing?
Yeah. He was he was flying the Chinook and delivering the guys, and he got some anti-aircraft fire.
Bro, I'm late to the party. I didn't even know that.
Brian, you know my husband. Trust me, I heard every detail of that story. So yeah, I mean that guy, he's a bad A. I won't say the whole thing. He's a tough cookie, man.
Yeah.
To go through that and to do what he did.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
No, I ain't got nothing to say. I was getting ready to describe you.
I was having lunch yesterday with some buddies, and we were talking politics, and the State of the Union came up at lunch, and they're like, what is going on? We've got the Epstein files coming out, and no one's been arrested, and we want more of this, and we want more of that, and the State of the Union comes out tonight, and we're worried about the midterms. And I said, well, the State of the Union address is going to be the sounding board for what the narrative is going to have to be for the remainder of the year. And 100%. I said, and I feel that President Trump's going to come out like he always does, and he's going to talk about the successes more than anything, which he did. which I think was good because we want to talk about the positive things going on in the country, not necessarily the negative things. And he did bring up the fact that we're fighting the fraud in Minnesota and other parts around the country. He laid into the Democrats in his typical no holds barred fashion, which was fine. And then, hey, you got Ant.
Boom.
And then,
Dave!
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Can
Turn
you
your
see
phone
me?
sideways.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm new
Yeah.
to the I've
There
never
he
been
is.
to a podcast before. I'm new to the scene. I'm
What?
just kidding.
Why is he not filling up the whole thing?
No, he's good.
He's good.
Yeah. Dang.
Oh.
Damn.
Guys,
There he is.
Hey, he's main
Whoa.
stage.
Oh my god.
well, let's
It's
make
the
sure
hand
we
show.
give him a proper introduction while I'm feeding out the
Jesus,
link
dude.
here.
God. Dude, no technical difficulties until Brian comes along.
Right?
Ah, Jesus. Everything is messed up again.
We're gonna add
Sorry,
Brett to the
guys,
stage.
on Petty
There we
Crocker.
go.
Hey.
Oh, but
There he is.
it doesn't give you the verticals, does it?
No, it's not, but it looks a lot better than what it did the other day. So,
All
but
right.
not on here. That's all you can see on let's see here. Sorry, guys.
Technical
On Petty
difficulties.
Crocker's
Please stand by.
page.
We got Martin Scorsese over here.
That's
We're-
Brian with an E.
Everybody tell your friends.
Brian with an
no,
E.
that's
No,
bad.
so that's bad. Yeah. Well,
Oh, that's
Oh,
unless you're vertical.
Yeah, but you got like
There we
one
go.
little spot. Nope.
damn, bro.
What is y'all trying to do?
I don't know.
Good.
Sure
Love
that
you, babe.
that the video shows up correctly on vertical and on YouTube. But anyway, while he's trying
Everything's
to,
jacked up.
yeah, we either need 4, 3, or 6.
4, 3. Okay, so everybody hang tight. Ant, do some talking. And Petty, you're the only one. You and Ant are the only ones on your showing up on Instagram right now. So
Look pretty.
you'll give me just a second. I'm gonna work on this.
We'll let him work on this, and then let's ask Ant the same thing we asked Petty. What was your favorite part about the State of the Union last night? What was your least favorite part?
You know, we listen, it's great when he recognizes first responders, veterans, all that stuff, but I loved the hockey team,
Yes.
the United States hockey team.
Right.
I was like teary-eyed because it's been 46 years since we've won that medal. And hey, for all the people that says he doesn't care about women, he did mention that the women's team is going to be also coming to the White House. So I
Yes.
thought that was
Yeah.
cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I love that he showcased them. That was super cool. I definitely needed to do that for sure to cool all the social media bullshit going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and those guys were, you could tell that they were like, I mean, he mentioned my name, guys. Like
Yeah.
the President of the United States. Least favorite is the trash that we see coming out of the other side. The yelling, the ghetto, the it's like, so like, guys, this is, if there was a time where you can just, put everything aside for a moment and say, okay, things are heated now. We need to, whether I like the president or don't like the president, agree with him or not, I'm going to stand. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to be an American. And I'm going to stand for all the things that are great in this, honoring people and respecting people, and the death of that poor woman on the train, whose mother was sobbing and crying, which, rightfully so. And I don't know, they just disgust me.
Yeah.
They really do. And just making a mockery out of the whole thing. And I did a video about it this morning. Just the very simple question of, do you represent the American people over illegal aliens? Should have been the easiest question, home run, softball toss of a question. And it's like, even if they did stand up, give them the benefit of the doubt and say they did stand up, I don't think that, well, maybe because they're crazy, but I'll say, I don't think the liberals would have been mad about that. They would have probably agreed with it in the long, overall. You would have your fringe people just complaining just to complain. But I mean, shit, just stand up. Just say that I represent the American people. It's not hard.
Right, exactly. And who was the only Democrat that put his hand out to shake Donald Trump's hand when he walked out?
Fetterman? Was it Fetterman? Man,
Who would have thought?
We were
Yeah.
just talking about
Who
him.
would have thought that this man became the man of reason?
exactly.
Right. We were
Like,
just
what-
talking about that.
I mean, last year he was barely putting a sentence together. I know he had some medical issues, but it's like, and he is the most reasonable person. You can have a conversation with him. He'll call out the bullshit on both sides, and it's like that's what we need.
I feel like Fetterman's like most of our Democrat neighbors that like you kind of have a conversation here and there, and then you bust each other's balls back and forth, and then like you agree on some stuff and you disagree on some stuff, and you're like, shut up, Fetterman. Anyway,
Yeah.
you want a beer? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can still have a beer with the guy, and it's not life or death. It's not his
Yeah.
politics is not a religion to him like it is for everybody else on the left.
Right.
Facts.
exactly.
At least he wasn't out there in a frog blow up costume.
God damn.
True.
What is going on?
Don't know.
I can't even keep up. Like I
hope those are Halloween costumes. I hope it's like a big trend this year for Halloween. You have a bunch of blow up frogs just to make fun of them because I mean it's just embarrassing at this point.
Well, you
well,
know,
and
they
can
got,
so sorry.
no,
I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say, can somebody explain to me why these people sing all the time?
So you're
Like,
just-
Exactly what we were talking about. Me
what-
and Petty were
out of
talking.
tune, out of
Yeah.
you know, it's very fourth grade choir. Like, what is going on?
Thespian
So-
club, man.
So we all saw them do the reenactment of
Oh my god.
Renee Good.
Oh my god.
Oh,
saw
I made a
that.
video on it. Oh, girl.
The
And
interpretive
then-
dance shit. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Dude, like, and then, so when I saw the frogs, I was like, there is nothing else that they could do that will surprise me. And like we were talking about it earlier, and it's like the theater kids we had in high school.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, and I think you're right. I think it's the same kids who, like, you know, we saw them in the hallways, and we knew that they were in like the theater and the band hallway or whatever, and we were like, okay. And then COVID came, and then the government gave them like power to tell you not that you had to wear a mask, and so like, so like walking down the hall, we're, wow, you need a mask, and now, yeah, it's the same kids.
Yeah.
They got their official certification to be a snitch. That's
Yeah,
what they got.
that's exactly right. That's what it
And
is.
money.
I am
They're so well funded they can do this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So embarrassing.
it is. But it's very entertaining.
Imagine being like, I don't know, I think of my cousins in Italy, and like, imagine getting a glimpse of like these people that are running around the front of the Capitol with like tires and balloons and like pretend, and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And like, meanwhile, they're like re-inciting ancient Roman, like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like,
It's,
y'all are dumb as fuck.
literally. And imagine if that was like one of your kids and you're like, man, I sent you to a prestigious school and then you're coming out doing interpretive dance in front of the freaking Capitol. Like, I'm so
College
disappointed.
is a waste of money, time,
Ugh.
all of
Yeah.
it. All
All
of
of
it.
it.
All of it.
Yeah, the whole structure needs a whole revamp. I think college needs to go away. I mean, unless you're a professional, you're a doctored lawyer, any of those type where you actually need that higher education. All these gender studies shit, kick them out. We're done.
Oh,
with
well,
it.
they're teaching. They're giving money. They were giving money to was it Iran for gender studies?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, that's
Learn
where I want
gender
my
studies
tax
and
dollars.
get tossed off a building. I love that.
Yes, because they're definitely
Full
teaching
circle.
gender studies in Iran. They're definitely doing that with our money.
Yeah. It's insane.
Oh my god! Just thinking about a bunch of transformers being thrown off the top of it.
They're like, we're gonna go to Pride. Perfect. Go to Pride
Yes.
in Iran.
See you there. Let me know how it goes.
So I've battled this since probably 2016, 2017, where I was like, am I the crazy one? Like, sometimes you go back and forth, you're like, all right, let me reassess here. Like, let me go to the other side for a minute, although
Mhm.
it's painful. And I'm like, nah, no.
Can't do it. Yeah.
There's no freaking way.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like you try. I've done this multiple times. Try to extend the olive branch and just try to level with them. And hey, let's just have a conversation and let's try to find some common ground. And then you get to talking to them, and you're like, they're not even in the same solar system that I'm in. They are in a completely different universe. It's like you can't reason with them. It's not even worth the time. So who knows?
Do we think there's any hope for them at all?
I don't know.
They are too many boosters in.
I really do think that it had something to do with the boosters and the hand sanitizer.
I am willing to bet money on that crap because they are all like just.
And you know what? They were breathing in their halitosis in their masks for so long.
Their own cars.
I saw somebody the other day riding around with a mask by themselves in their car. I'm like, is that still a thing?
I'm like, keep it going, bro.
Yeah,
Stay strong.
Yeah, you got it, man. You're the last holdout.
I really do think it's a fetish. I'm just saying. Like, I think they're into it. They're like, yeah. Like
they finally feel worthy of something.
Well, it's virtue signaling. I mean, that's the proper term for it. I'm going to wear this mask so I can seem morally and intellectually superior to you because I know that virus can't get through this piece of cloth, which we all know is false. Read the side of the box. It doesn't stop a virus.
My favorite was the face shields. I'm like, no other direction, just right here.
Straight on, you're good. Yeah.
Oh, and the dish gloves, and I mean, there was all kinds of crazy, wild things that we lived through. Nobody will believe this, by the way.
That's a good point. Yeah. 100 years from now, they're gonna be like, y'all did what? You wore masks on your face and didn't do anything? Y'all are fucking crazy.
They're gonna be like, y'all had to go to a grocery store between certain times because, follow
the arrows.
Yeah, because COVID's going to get you. Yeah, if you go down the wrong way in the aisle, you're done. You're dead.
You're toast.
Or when you get to a restaurant, you have to wear from the door. You wear the mask from the door to the table. But as soon as you get to your table, you're good.
Oh, and then the airplane's like, if you're sitting down, mask on. If you stand up, you can take your mask off. I'm like, none of this fucking makes sense, guys. Like, this is ridiculous. I remember I was on a plane and like when you could first start traveling again. I don't know what time frame it was, but they were still doing the mask thing, and I was getting chastised because I was sat down and I was like, fuck this, I'm not wearing a mask. Like, y'all, what are you gonna do? Kick me off the plane in the middle of the air? I don't give a shit. Yeah. So I took it off, and man, you'd have thought I was like had a fucking bomb on the plane. Right. They were looking at me like, what are you doing? Somebody needs to arrest this guy. I'm like, what? Who gives a shit, man? And guess what? Everybody lived. The plane didn't crash. So it's just.
I will say this though. Now that we've gotten this far, I do notice that the people that have been who have gotten the ouchie, they're always sick. They always have colds. They're always sick. Their immune systems are super, super low. They're constantly lethargic. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, bro, like I had COVID twice and I was good to go. Like I lost my taste and smell for a minute, and I was like, "That's annoying that I can't smell things." But I mean, other than that,
yeah, same. I had it twice. It lasted like 2, almost 3 days, and then I was done.
So you had a cold.
Yeah. It was weird losing your taste and your smell. Bro, I was eating everything I could that was hot as hell. I was like, I hear if you eat hot things, it will jumpstart. So I'm like eating ghost peppers and stuff.
I will say though, till this day, and I had it with the time that I lost my taste was, I don't know, 4 years ago maybe. And there's still things till this day that like randomly will come back, and I'm like, holy crap, I taste that. So it is a neural, like it does mess up with your, I'm not a doctor. So, I mean, what?
Whatever neurological.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but I know that if people are teaching us how to wash our hands every day on a press conference, we have a fucking mixed bag of
I was like, didn't y'all learn this when you were a freaking child? How proper hygiene.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Are you telling me you don't wash your hands all the time?
That was my biggest concern. I'm like, there's a bunch of people not washing their hands. Like, I still flush the toilet in public bathrooms with my shoe before COVID.
I'm kicking the shit out of that handle. Yeah, I'm not touching that.
I'm always trying to figure out how to open handles. Like, where do they not touch the most? So I'm like,
get some of this shit.
Like, good Lord. Because, it's crazy because for years, before COVID, everybody just kind of grabbed the handles. of everything.
Mhm.
You just didn't
I
really
get
think
it.
about it.
Yeah,
I
was.
didn't, but
That's what's
nobody
wrong with
washes their hands for the most part at large.
This
in
all
this
makes
country.
sense now. Brian with me.
me.
All makes sense. I'm just kidding, Brian. Just kidding.
Oh man. But no, I for the most part, nobody really had that hygiene, conscientious thing going on at large. At large.
Yeah.
But hold on. I think we're the generation that survived the recycled cloth hand towel
Oh yeah.
dispenser.
What the
That was like,
Oh yeah, and it would just roll back up and ugh,
yeah.
God. Ugh, the fucking petri dish towel that was in the
So
God.
bad.
And
Yeah, I
every
mean, we-
now and then there'd be like a stain on it, and you're like,
Yeah, I'll just dry my hands on that side of it. Just avoid that. Yep.
I'm just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we also drink out of the hose and shit too. So
But
There
they'll
lives
hear this.
that.
They'll hear this stuff and they'll be like, there's always some type of like reasoning behind why they're like, well, you guys killed your grandmothers and
mm,
it's all the Bing things, the Bing words.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's how they kept it going for so long. They tapped into all that sentimental, emotional shit and just made you feel like crap for just being a human. So, I mean, that's how they do things. They just try to gaslight you until they get their way.
I
They
don't know
would
what it is. Where do we shift in culture? Because like I've said before, when I was growing up, it was like, oh man, Bill Clinton's so cool. Oh man, George Bush, hell no. Al Gore, and then it was Barack Obama. And then somehow in 2015, I was kind of like on the fence. I was like, Hillary Clinton, that means Bill Clinton's back in the White House. And I was still in that kind of mindset. But after Trump got elected and then, fake news and all of this stuff, somehow I am just so like, it's how did I end up on this side of the aisle? And we're talking about all that gaslighting and everything. There's just no going back. There's no going back to that mindset before where, they're pretty cool. Trump woke us all up. I don't know if for the better or for the worse. I mean, it's for the better in the sense that we're not just, can you imagine before Trump, everybody with COVID,
But
everybody would
you
probably
would have
gone out and
thought
got the
Trump,
vaccine.
everybody was watching Trump. Like you would have thought, like that's why I'm so confused because like he was in Hollywood, he did The Apprentice, like everybody knew who he was. Like
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
loved him too.
Something broke in society consciously to like where the people who were not NPCs all of a sudden were awake, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Truman Show.
Yeah, no, it's red pill, blue pill. You take the red pill and you come out of the matrix. You take the blue pill and you go back to the matrix. It's as simple as that. We have been locked up in a psychological warfare campaign for so long, and our kids have been so fucked in school and they have been indoctrinated. Their education is a fucking waste. And this has been happening and accelerating after World War II, picked up in the 60s with liberalism and free love and all that other bullshit. Then we have the destruction of the middle class in the 70s by offshore and manufacturing. You see what I'm saying? We've destroyed the family unit. And if you destroy the family unit, you're going to destroy the family, the bedrock foundation, what built this country. And it was built on Judeo-Christian values. And I know
That's what we need to get back
I'm
to.
probably going to get kicked off of TikTok for saying that, but it's just a fact.
The blue and white, bro. Watch them.
Family is a unit, and that's been. And then you dig into what's been going on and coming out of the Epstein papers. You're seeing, oh shit, we are living in the matrix. We were ignoring the warning signs, and there's no way they could be doing these completely off the wall, evil, unthinkable things to people and kids. But now it's all coming out as true. And to your point, Brian, something broke. We got the red pill, blue pill, and a lot of people finally said, I'm so sick and tired of the bullshit. I'm so sick and tired of the division. And when Trump came out, he speaks simply. There's nothing complicated. In fact, he gets down to the caveman level when he talks sometimes. But what I told people is that the American voter, the hardworking, everyday blue-collar man is itching for a political street fight.
Yep.
They want a man who is willing to get down in the gutter and fight the Democrats at their level. But Republicans will not do that because they're too good for that. We're too smart. We're too civilized. Well, that's why we got our asses handed to us. We got our shit kicked up and down the street in front of the White House and lost so many things. And we've lost so much of our country. He was willing to get in and fight. And that resonated with so many people. Men, women, it didn't matter. People went from one side of the aisle to the other side of the aisle because they're worried about their family, they're worried about their income, their checkbook, their future, and their safety.
Amen. And then, I mean, to go back to what we were talking about, why they kind of turned on Trump, because pre-Trump being in any kind of political situation or position, everybody loved Trump. He was the guy, you know. He was in freaking Home Alone. I mean, everybody loved him. He was just one of those likable guys. But as soon as the swamp realized that he was a threat because he couldn't be bought, he couldn't be influenced by all this other money. He had all his money. It didn't matter. Yeah. So once they realized he was a threat and then was going to drain the swamp, quote unquote, then that's when everything turned on him. That's when they started attacking him. All this shit came out, and then you know the rest is history.
On both sides, because if you think about it, you think of, I don't know, put any of us in there, right? We get into Congress, we're like, I bet we're about to do some shit. And then, you know, you get called into a meeting and they're like, hey,
guess what?
How you doing, honey? Listen, we're going to give you $1.5 million to sign this or say yay to this or say nay to this.
Yep.
And if you don't, all of a sudden there's some bitch that you don't know, but she knows you and she's about to fuck your world up. Yep. And that's the problem, is because no normal Joe Schmo either A, wants to run and deal with any of that bullshit and that bullying and that fucking mob shit, or B, it's like they don't even know where to start. They don't have the funding. These are good old boys, bro. These are people that got money and they're trying to keep it all in the family. They're trying to keep it all in their pockets. So if they can get somebody who's already in the club, then they have it all. It's all together. It's puppet shit. And this has been going on both sides forever. The problem with Trump was he was the wrench in the system. Because he's like, bitch, I don't need your money. And I saw all y'all doing some wild shit up in Hollywood. So that's right.
I was there.
They played the old Uno reverse card on him.
Right. He's like, did you know that I can see you? And so they were like, oh my God. We gotta. This narrative's we gotta roll with the narrative here. He's racist. He's homophobic. Mind you, the guy who funded the NAACP,
wild,
who Reverend Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton never talk shit about him through his entire, both presidencies and his off presidency. Why? Just like Kid Rock. Kid Rock, they can call him racist all gosh darn day. Not only I think he has a mixed kid, but he also has multiple appreciation awards from the NAACP sitting up in his restaurant out in Nashville. So it's like you don't hear Al Sharpton and Jackson talking about him, or the late Reverend Justin Jackson, because he passed. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they had to run with some type of narrative because they're like, Americans cannot stand behind this guy, and we can't have that momentum at all.
Right.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, you said it was on both sides. A perfect example of that is Dan Crenshaw.
Oh, you know, I can't stand that.
I'm telling you, I was so behind him when he came into office.
Got an eye patch?
Yeah, right. I was so behind him when he came into office. He's a war veteran, good stand-up guy. I read his book. It's a great book. And then he got in there and the swamp got him. Like you said, they took him into some kind of back room and were like, hey,
no, the alcohol got him.
Well, whatever. But they put him in some back room and said, hey, motherfucker, you better toe this line and sign this dotted line right here or some shit's going to get wild. And then I think they dangled that carrot of all the insider trading in front of him. And I mean, to the average American, I'd like to think that I would not do any of that, but I've never been in that position. And I think that's how a lot of people have their mindset going into it. You dangle all that money. You take somebody like me who doesn't have shit. You dangle all that shit in front of me. I'm going to at least think about it. You know, we don't know what we would do.
But that's what I'm saying. What if you're offered that money and in some instances you're not given the choice?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you have your family on the line. You have you on the line. We don't know what kind of crazy shit. Now we know because we've been saying this for a very long time.
Batting 1,000, that's conspiracy theories.
I'm out of rolls of Reynolds aluminum foil, bitch. I should have bought fucking stock in those motherfuckers. Okay?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
but it's like all this came out, and yes, it's gruesome, it's disgusting. You can't fucking wrap your mind around it. You're pissed off, you're angry, you're sad, you're disgusted, you're all the feelings,
Mm.
and then you sit back in all these different phases of your emotions, and you're like, I told you, motherfuckers, I fucking. And then you're even more pissed because you're like, I've been screaming that forever, and now
Right.
you see it, and then you're like, okay, if they can do all that. Well,
Yes.
why the fuck wouldn't they be able to go after anybody and be like, no, you're taking this fucking money. Otherwise, we're ripping your kids in half and we're
Yep.
sending them in a fucking crate someplace. And you have no choice. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Dude.
What are you going to tell on them? Like what? What the fuck are you going to do?
Somebody
Like-
died in a tragic car accident.
Oh, dude, or
When does
going
it not?
swimming.
When does it not become suspicious when a certain woman whose husband was president
Yeah, yeah,
caught, has like 57 friends that have
like,
passed away?
or if you're a chef for the certain people.
Obama.
Well,
Yeah,
more
so,
than one
like,
White House chef has died
you
under
know, it-
mysterious circumstances.
which begs the
And
question:
it-
what do the White House chefs know?
And
You
then,
know, are they just overhearing shit and they're like, ah, fuck, he
That's
heard
what
what
I'm
he was
saying.
supposed
Guys,
to
I don't
hear?
even
Like,
want to work
maybe-
in this motherfucker.
maybe they're the taste testers.
I'd be like this
You
the
know?
whole time. I ain't
you know.
see shit.
I'd have earplugs in the whole time. I don't see shit. I'm working on your food. I'm out.
Yeah, they
Well-
have some taste testers.
What you want? Some pasta? All right.
Girl, maybe they're serving up the humans.
I was gonna say that.
Ah, I just
Oh,
got
no.
goosebumps.
No.
Oh no,
Getting off the
dude.
rails here.
What?
All right.
We
all
got
right,
jerky tonight,
Where's
boys.
my tin full?
Let's get off the cray stuff and talk about the Epstein list for a second. Here's the one thing about the Epstein list and moving into the midterms. Obviously, we want to see arrest. I mean, it's into discussion. Everybody wants to see something happen, and if it somehow it's happening in the UK, but it's not happening here.
Right.
Is it happening in the
It's-
UK though?
I mean, they're going through the formalities, and you got resignations and all of those things. But at the end of the day, and I know this is unpopular. I'm just like the rest of you, but for the sake of the midterms, can we unite behind the message of no way, Jose? Let's focus on winning right now, and then start kicking their ass after we win the midterms again.
That's the
I mean,
$1 million question.
Because everybody's going to just be infighting the whole time. Put
What
down
I've been- what I-
Israel, put down Candace and Tucker, put down all of these.
Okay, I was gonna mention all those things that you just
Yeah,
said.
put them all down, man, just for a second. Because the more we keep doing this, the more we get dug in, and we're pride. We're we're full of pride. We're tough people on the right, and so it's one of those things where nobody wants to give up. But can we, for the sake of the keeping the main thing, unite?
What I've been reading is that the statute of limitations has ran out on a lot of that, and that they cannot be arrested for those perceived crimes.
And the Epstein stuff.
Yeah, and if you look at
Well,
some of the
just
arrests,
do what
if
do
you've
what
been
the
looking at-
fucking DOJ did and just make some new law and extend the statute of limitations like they did for Trump.
I
No,
wholeheartedly
they would-
agree. I mean, something needs to happen. And some
Yeah.
of the arrests that I was reading, some of the articles of the arrests in England, and one of them was arrested because he was working in the Ministry of Finance or something, and he was passing financial information along. So it was a financial crime, not a crime against another person. And then look at all the people that have been forced to step down due to their relationship to Epstein that's been coming out in the files. And what was her name? The lawyer that was Obama's White House counsel.
Oh, her last name starts with an R. Root.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
she went to Goldman Sachs, and they're like, look,
Yeah.
you can't survive this. You got to go. How can the statute of limitations run out on those kind of crimes? I mean, again, I'm being an armchair lawyer here, completely unqualified to comment on it. I'm just saying what I've been reading. But the statute of limitations doesn't run out on murder. And what they were talking about in those documents and emails, as far as I'm concerned, is 10 times worse.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Yeah, dude, it's so messed up. And
Bro, what? I mean,
maybe that's
what-
why Trump was, so like, let's move on, because there's nothing we can do.
I don't like that he said that, but
No, all right.
let's. But see, we because we're free thinkers. This is why our party has so much. Because I've been black pilled recent, like this year, in a lot of different areas of things, right? All the things. So like, but then you think back to it and you're like, okay, so we keep on talking, to go to your point, Brian, it's like you keep on talking about it, but to what end? Like, so we could talk about Hillary Clinton's emails that were, her bleached emails or whatever they said that they, and it's like, we could talk about it till we're blue in the face. Okay, so now what? So what happened?
Yeah, nothing. You and what army?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's,
We could talk about, Ukraine and the money that's going to them. We could talk about Bibi and the money that's going to him. We could talk about any foreign leader that money is going to. We could talk about all that stuff and how things are linked but to what end? To what? Until the men in black show up and knock on your door. So now what?
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's what they're relying on. They're relying on us feeling helpless, which at the end of the day, there's more of us than there are of them. So, I mean, if it really came down to it and we really got pissed off enough, we can make it happen.
We would
But
all
the problem is with
off.
us on the right, we got jobs, we got kids, we got families, we got shit to do.
But that's always the thing with us.
It's always the thing. Yep.
It's just like when you see these people going and, a mob of liberals beating up one old man because he's got a Trump hat on or something like that. And we're like, we're so mad. We're like, oh, but we can't do that to them.
But I'm not
saying that you can't. I'm not saying that you should. But I'm also saying is, when is enough enough? And who's the guy that's going to be like, fuck you, motherfucker. Get your fucking ass over here and just fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why we always have to be like the good one?
We have
Number-
had. Go ahead, Brian.
There's all these people. They just want to. Okay, so going back to what you were originally asking, with all these different things that are going on, and Brett, you're saying, everybody's got jobs and everything like that. It's because when we get over our petty indifferences and our petty arguments, and I'm not saying that the Epstein file, none of these things are important, but we're not keeping the main thing. And yes, free thinking is good, but we also need to look at the bigger picture instead of tripping over ourselves, arguing to points and beefing online with one another and trying to be clickbaity and all of that stupid stuff, man. I'm telling you, this is the stuff that will cost the midterms because people don't want to put up with the bullshit. We can't unite, and everybody wants to be the freaking top dog and lead some shit. But then when they're leading, you look at the people who are actually leading in the influencer world on the conservative side, the verified influencers, the legacy ones, they're full of shit.
They're all full of shit.
And I'm like, bro, oh my God, holy shit. Oh,
we need a Petty Crocker and Ant ticket to come straighten these fuckers out.
You know what? I'm going to say something, and then I want to actually hear from Petty Crocker because she looks like she got that Doug let fall right now.
She got some shit to say.
I want to just say this. Brother, I said this from when Trump got elected. The influencer pool that they fucking rallied in that said helped them. There's a legacy influencer that's paid by the White House, and it ain't me, and it ain't us, and it ain't Petty Crocker, and it ain't that shit, okay? Because when I thought that they were going to pull us in to go into the press briefing room, and I see, and I'm not going to drop names because y'all can go back and see who was in the press briefing rooms, are also the same people that's posting misinformation about fucking some chick that they said was liberal that was over in Mexico, and she sure as fuck is not because she follows every single one of us.
Yep.
Every single one of us she follows, okay? And she's definitely fucking conservative. So that's what I'm saying. But there's a legacy media and there's a legacy influencer that's pushing all this also propaganda.
Exactly. Yeah, well, and you found out very quickly because legacy media, the real legacy media, figured out that they have no pull anymore. So what did? They pivoted into the social media world and they captured whoever they could capture. I'm not going to name names, but we all know. But exactly like you're saying, they were given narratives, they were paid to push certain narratives, and it's the old legacy media has now shifted into the new. So we have to be wary of that. But that's where people like us come in, where we can go, no, that's fucking bullshit. That's paid. That's not real. That's all propaganda. So that's our duty to be able to call that kind of shit out.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's why you won't ever see those people on my screen. Period.
Yeah.
Like,
but they make it so tough. Unless you're completely involved in this stuff all the time, it's tough to tell. You know,
I've
they're
met half of them in person, and when I met them, I'm like, oh,
I'm good.
okay.
I know.
Where's
Aaron was
Aunt?
Right? Where's Amber? Where's Betty Crocker? I know.
But, like,
I've been disappointed by a lot of the people that I used to look up to.
Mhm.
And I was like, and even some of the media companies that I really, really respected, I was like, y'all are just like CNN and MSNBC. I'm all the way fucking good with this. Like,
Mhm.
you couldn't pay me enough money to sit here and change and not be conservative and no more.
unless it was that
Facts.
Qatari money, man.
No, yeah.
I tell you what. If Israeli money and Qatari money and all of this stuff, or whatever, it seems like everybody's for sale, and the left
for
knows
sale.
that. It seems. Listen, I'm not present company excluded,
That is
and
her.
save the few that we know that are stand up people. You know, like the Nick Shirleys that actually go out there, the David Hawks or something like that. I think his name is.
Mhm.
Who's going out there risking their lives and not even building a social media following, and they're not being purchased. They're not talking about. They're sticking to the freaking issues. Fraud, dark money pipelines. How is the left doing what they're doing? Well, I can also tell you another avenue. They figured out, and they're really good at this, how to funnel money from different sources enough into the conservative legacy movement to divide and conquer.
Yep.
That's what they do. They do.
Cause division. Yep.
They're so good. And then we're infighting over here. You got everybody calling each other out, and there's some good reasons on certain characters in here, but it's the main thing is the main thing. We're gonna have to suck it up, set down some bullshit so that we can focus on the midterms and keep this country somewhat going in the right direction. That's
Amen.
That's the biggest.
So if we're going to win the midterms, then we have to get the silent majority off their ass and out to vote. And you guys have heard me beat this like a drum ever since we've been doing this. And it's conservative Christians that don't want to be bothered because they don't want to get into the infighting and the bullshit. I just want to go to work, pay my taxes, go to church, and raise my family and my kids and take care of my business. And I don't want to vote because I don't want to get mixed up in it. And what they're failing to realize is if they don't get off their ass and go vote, they're not going to have church anymore. They're not going to have that religion to fall back on as their comfy, safety blanket in order to keep them feeling safe and sound. So they're going to have to get up and go and vote. I don't know if you're agreeing or disagreeing with me, Brian, there. Or you stretching out your
you're
back.
starting a whole fucking thing, bro.
But it's absolutely the truth. And if they don't do it, we are kind of screwed. However, I think also that we have been able to weed out a lot of the methods that they use to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to have a positive impact on us. Your buddy John Solomon got a hold of how many 6,000 documents from
8,000.
8,000. So the Fannie Files, Georgia prosecutor plotted Trump case closely with the Biden DOJ and the J6 Democrats and the memos, right? So as we start to ferret out all of this corruption, crime, and cheating, we still are going to need the silent majority to get to the polls because we need to overwhelm their cheating system one more time. Yep. Because we're going to need another 4 to 6 years to completely sanitize the system and get rid of the infection that's in there. And
good news.
People just have to do it. They just have to get off their ass and go.
Good news is the left makes it easy for us. Even when they can be winning the game on the narrative war, it seems sometimes, but they keep getting penalties and dropping the ball, like not
Opening
converting.
their mouth.
Right.
And
Opening their mouth, dancing
yeah,
in
that's what
inflatable
I'm
frog
saying.
suits.
Like they keep like last night's Sotu speech. And you're sitting there watching these people with this utter disdain for the Republic of the United States. And you're like, how can people not see this? How can they not see this? And how can they, all this pandering and all this manufactured bullshit narratives that they keep coming out with? Dude, and Trump wasn't fucking around, dude. He looked straight at their face. He looked
He's
right
like,
at
you
them.
guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Dude,
Good for him, man. He
Yeah,
needed to.
yeah.
and he
I
outshouted Omar.
I would have looked at him too and been like, "Get your asses off those, Dan." I would have done been off the podium, down there, over there, jerking their hind ends up, be like, "Stand up right now!" And I swear to God, if you sit down, I will beat you to a pulp.
This is why I can't run for no office, because I would
Right?
be ghetto as fuck.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, he's off the handle again. Oh
Yeah.
shit, he's out.
Yeah.
I'll show Jasmine Crockett what ghetto looks like.
Oh,
Please,
that bitch.
can we be there to live stream that? That would be worth paying
Dude,
for.
I can't even.
I
I
would
would
be the-
love to
Dude,
go
she's
toe-to-toe
winning.
with
She's
Jasmine
winning her
Crockett.
spot right now. She's over close to where I'm at. She's winning her deal by a couple digits right now.
I mean,
Which,
what
if
do
you're
we-
in Texas, I don't know if we got any live viewers in Texas. March 3rd, primary. Go out and vote. Yes, to Prop
Numbers
10.
and Moss, got to get out there.
Prop 10 is to ban Sharia law.
Yeah, 100,
Oh.
100
Prop 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a former Muslim, speaking to your point earlier, Aaron, talking about the
Yes.
evangelical church or whatever it was that you were saying about faith. I seen Ant made a video yesterday, I think it was too, about Bible thumpers, Bible beaters, or whatever they're called.
Mhm.
But here's the thing: at the end of the day, there's a battle of ideologies going on on the planet, and we think it's communism and we think it's socialism, and that's in part, but there's something more sinister behind these things.
Good
Look at
versus evil.
Iran. It was socialism that made the march into Iran, and the Sharias, I will just call them that, came right up and behind them. And then as soon as they got the revolution, they killed all the socialists.
Yeah.
And,
filled the
and
vacuum.
this is Russia. Everybody's like, well, Putin, he's a communist and everything, but that dude goes to church. He has his own church, and he understands the peril of Islam. I mean, he had that terrorist attack in the Opera House that one time, and he went out there and made an example of him. One of them was in a coma, and he brought him to court in a coma. And like, we cannot mess around. These people, and I'm telling you, because I know this, I grew up in it. They want to dominate the world, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're coming in. Oh, everybody knows a nice Muslim, but behind those nice Muslims are jihadist Muslims, and that's not a joke. And they want to, and the fact that you have LGBTQ people champion. I posted a meme the other day of these two
Mind-blowing.
dudes that were gay celebrating Ramadan. Every Muslim loves that. You want to know why? Because they're the
They're
tip of the
writing them
spear.
on a list. They're like, okay,
Yep, you made that one easy.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
to get my 77 virgins real freaking correct.
But my
Oh my
point of all
God.
of this, to land the plane,
How many virgins?
it's going to be, it's a battle of religious ideology at the end of the day. At the center of everything, it is a battle for the
Just good
between
versus
the-
evil. Yeah.
Yes.
between Muslims and Christians. That's what it
Whatever
is.
whatever religion you want to
All
call it,
and
it's good versus evil.
secularist.
Yeah.
And Sharia is they want to conquer us, and it's going to be up to the church, not the Baptist church, not the free. We're talking about like the ancient church. We're talking about
The
Orthodox, the Crusades, to end up offsetting these Muslims, man. And one day it's gonna come to that point, because I'm telling you what, everybody will be saying the Shahada if they don't.
Amen.
Who, what?
Saying shit.
They'd be like, La ilaha
Thanks,
illallah.
Luke.
Hey, look, Al Shabaab is not a shish kebab joint.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's no plaything, man. They're coming for us.
Yep.
Listen, I, to clarify, as being raised Roman Catholic, I do have faith in God. I believe
I know
Christ
you do.
is. I believe Christ is King. I also have never seen so many people throw so many stones
Mm.
100%.
within the Christians,
Yep.
and they make it really freaking hard. Not all. I'm not saying everybody,
Yeah,
but
sure.
they do
There
make
are-
it really hard to bring people close to faith.
I
When
agree.
they ostracize people so freaking much, and it's
Mhm.
no worse than a Muslim brother. I'm just being fucking honest with you.
No.
You're 100% right, and that's but you don't see that much coming out of Catholic influencers, though.
Never. I've
Never.
never gotten a hate comment from a Catholic. It's
Yeah.
always Christians. I actually have never gotten a hate comment from a Muslim, and I've talked about them throwing people off the buildings. I only get it from Christians, and usually it says Christ is King in their bio. So that's what I'm so confused about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Well, they get that kind of like holier than thou. There it is. Jinx.
Amber's been super quiet. Amber. or,
Come
or
on.
Petty.
Oh
I mean,
no, I
what-
get that all the time. So you guys see my stuff. I'll get on there and I'll talk about, Jesus, salvation, what is happening, what is coming, all of that stuff, right? And I'll even straight up tell you, be like, look, I was raised Pentecostal. I was raised in the church. I left the church after my dad passed away. And I haven't always denounced my faith, but I didn't focus on it. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I am a in progress Christian. Always will be, because there is never a perfect Christian.
There it is.
I don't
Never.
think
There it is.
I don't think
So,
God ever. Yeah,
they
go ahead.
always come up in like, so I'll make a video about that, and then the next day I'll be talking crap about like Jasmine Crockett or something, you know. And then there they come in my DMs. Hey, I love your content. Bye.
Listen, it's that way, and it got and the thing is people have missed the point. You know, they've become a new form of Pharisees, legalistic people, and never did God call you to be a freaking meat bot, and you know, and just quote the talking points of First Baptist, and
Right.
and people have got it so confused, and it's disenfranchising. I didn't mean to get all religious and stuff like that, but
no, but it's a good topic because I think it tells
Big
some
right
of our
now.
followers who might not have known before that know where we stand on certain issues now. And I'm going to be
Sure.
honest with you, it's not easy to be a gay conservative because I get it from I was already, the gays don't claim me, which is great. Thank you so much. So you did me a favor. But I truly deep down believe that I was not granted many opportunities in media on the conservative side because I am a gay conservative.
Yeah.
And I can, and I'm not going to name drop the network, but I can almost guarantee that one of them is why I didn't. And for me to still stand in my conviction and know that I'm on the right side of history and that I still have strong beliefs in our Constitution,
absolutely.
and overall conservatism. I mean, when it
Right.
comes to the way people raise their family and me not, I mean, you guys have seen it, me not believing that two men should actually be married. I think that the sanctity of marriage is between a man and a woman. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. I mean, it is. I mean, that's how it should be. You could be together and sign a piece of, I don't care about that. You can have a, what is that?
Civil union.
Yeah, thank you. But I mean, that's not recognized under the eyes of God, and that's okay. You can be married though, but it's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
But
That's
so
just not what you
so
believe.
to have those conservative values still and still be ostracized by my own conservatives,
Yeah.
is really, really hard to still be a part of. But I am not going anywhere because I've done more than a lot of these fucking conservatives have done in a fucking day. I've done in a fucking lifetime. So they can go piss all the way off.
Oh, I love it. I love it when they come at me like that and they're like, "What have you done?" And I was like, "You got time?
How much time you got? Yeah.
How much time you got?" Well, don't. I hate when people do that, and then they also want to come back to like the whole Christian. Like, I love people to death, but if anybody is listening to this or watching this, you get more. What is it? What's the saying? You get
More bees with
flies-
honey.
Yeah, you get more bees with honey. That
Yep.
like, why come into somebody's comment section or their DM and try to beat them over the brow with the Bible? Why don't you come in and say, "Hey, you said you're in progress. Would you like to talk?
Yeah. How can I help?
I might know some stuff that you might be questioning. Like like you said, how can I help?" But to come and like Ant said, to come in so hot like that and immediately just want to start Bible thumping somebody in the head, you are immediately doing the exact opposite of what you're beating somebody over the head with says in that book.
Yeah. How many times do you come into somebody talking shit and trying to ramrod something down their head and they're like, "You know what? You're right. I'm going to listen to what you think."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm going to tell you to fuck
just
off.
as I don't shove my sexuality down your throat, please do me a favor and don't shove your religion down my throat.
And that's fair.
I am a Catholic. I mean, I am a man of faith. But here's the thing, and I'm about to drop this here for the first time. I've never said it on any other podcast.
Clip this.
Every time I went to Turning Point, I can't tell you how many times I was disrespected by our own Turning Point conservative influencers by trying to tell me that I should leave homosexuality, repent, change my lifestyle because I'm a sinner.
Man.
And I sat there, and then they said, you should come to worship on Sunday. Bro, fuck all the way off. Fuck all the way off. And here's the thing, and trust me, I didn't choose this, baby. Okay, I really didn't, because trust me, it's a harder fucking road for me.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't, but it is what it is. This is how God made me.
Right.
So I stayed silent and never said anything because I don't believe that that's how Charlie was. If that makes sense.
Charlie, yeah, and
I
would argue
believe
that too.
that is what young conservative influencers think in the conservative party, that's what they need to be. And I'm telling you, they're scandalous, so they got a lot of fucking sitting down to do, because I saw more titties at Turning Point than I saw at a fucking strip club. So don't get me started.
There was a
Slam
message-
dunk.
There was a
Oh
message
no.
from a pastor, and they were doing. They had a mission trip. They had to go over to this tribe in Africa, and all the men in that tribe had multiple wives, and some of the young missionaries were eager to get over there and convert them into Christianity. And so he asked a question first. Hey, when you go over there and you know they have 5 wives, what are you going to say? And the ones that were like, well, I'll tell them that God only wants them to be married to one person, and he like kicked them off the team. He wanted them to come to Christ, come to Jesus first, and lead with love and compassion, and allow the Holy Spirit, or allow the Lord, to lead them where he wanted them. And that's the message. And I believe that Charlie believed that. He believed that if God is who he says he is, in his belief, that God will do whatever he needs to do in order to put them where they need to be. Because God has people for the battlefield. He has people for the pulpit. He has people that can, specific people that can only reach certain individuals. And so what's to say he doesn't use a gay man to reach certain individuals? What's to say he doesn't use former convicted felon, former Muslim, to reach people that are in rehab and in prisons?
Right.
And so
Well, Jesus Christ sat with everybody, Brian.
everybody.
Everyone was allowed to sit at his table. And so, but not to get move on from it, because it gets my blood boil.
But that's a great message, though. I mean, it's just, at the end of the day, just be a fucking good person. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Just be
And
a
thanks for
fucking good
sharing
person.
Yeah.
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 Thanks
Lead
for
by
sharing that,
example.
Lead by example. Be a good person. Don't be an asshole.
man.
And
I
for the
do-
record, guys, I will never in my life drop a name.
Yeah.
So that will never happen. I will never in my life blanket everybody under that, because there's always bad apples in every bunch.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I truly, truly believe that none of us are Charlie, because there was only one Charlie, and none of us can hold a fucking candle to that man.
No.
What he did.
No
And
chance.
so, of course, his organization is going to have an abundance of different personalities and different beliefs and different viewpoints and all that stuff, which is great. We should have that, right?
Mhm.
So I never let just a few bad apples adjust how I felt about what Charlie started, if that makes
Sure.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Dude,
You know-
this is awesome.
Why does Charlie's wife and JD Vance have the same eye makeup?
Oh, fuck. I'm out.
Seriously. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
But you can't
now I
get
can't
me
unsee
canceled
that.
again. I already talked about her before.
Yeah,
That's all. That's just a makeup question.
I man,
No,
I'll use some
somebody will take
eyeliner.
it
I don't
wrong.
care.
Anyway, all right. It's 4 after the hour. We went a little extra long, but we did have two outstanding guests on this evening. We've got obviously we got Ant, who's out there killing it, Petty Crocker, and then of course there's Brett Lee and Brian and me, the daily update guy. We're gonna do it again next Wednesday at 7:00 Central Standard Time. Everybody who stuck around, thank you very much. We appreciate all the support. We're going to continue to grow the show, continue to bring on great guests, and bring you more value. Get your ass out and vote in the primary.
Vote.
Vote in the primary just to get into the habit of knowing where you're voting, where you go to vote. Make sure that your registration is up to date. Get it out of the way with the primary so you're prepared come November, because if we don't knock it out of the ballpark in November, Brian, you're correct. The invasion is coming. And when they're going to come for us, they are not going to be nice about it. You've already got Susan Rice out there going, we're making a list of people to come fucking get. And they are
bitch.
not.
Come and get it.
Bitch.
Well, they're not going to play nice. And we don't want it as a country. We need peace, stability. We need to be prosperous, safe, and we need to have good leadership. And it's been proven. Look at that. That's funny. Haha.
There it is.
But all right, everybody, if everybody will stick around, I'm going to take down the live feeds. I'll let you know when they're down. So don't
Hey, sound off on your socials,
your
Petty
socials.
and just so everybody knows.
Everybody knows who Ann is.
Instagram Petty Crocker, TikTok Petty Crocker, X it's Puddin, Puddin, and Facebook's the same.
Yeah,
All right.
conservative ants on all platforms.
So if you haven't followed any of us or them, please take time to do that. We appreciate the support. We'll see you all next week.
Adios.
Mi amigos.
One moment, please.
Adios.